Only the 4 or the 5 gentlemen. Why did they pick the 5 gentlemen?
Well, I appreciate the question. At the end of the day, it's going to be found it was a political smear. Is that the state has been moving around what their point. They started out being double dipping, and then they started out being only us 2, and then there's 5, and now there's 6,500. They don't know what they want, but the bottom line of it is that I was asked and approached to hide $30 million for the current sitting governor and his staff, and I wouldn't do it. So as a political smear, I'm here. So in 16th of June, any of you folks would like to have a seat in the balcony for the lawsuit, I just hope that the state shows. And if I know your Attorney General, please pass that on to your boss to answer the mail and provide the discovery of the evidence, because when you do an investigation, typically what you do is you try to solve it through due process. When you can't solve it through due process, then what you do is you gather through investigation, which there was no investigation done. In that process, you're gathering the evidence that you're going to eventually go to court on. Well, now we're asking for that evidence, and it doesn't exist. Imagine that. So what's happened of it is the state filed a lawsuit against me and those 4 other general officers who have very honored and tenured military careers with no evidence. Now, I'm a forensic accountant. I have a box of evidence, and I went through the analysis of my records, and I look at it, and my contention of it is the state of Texas owes me money. They can't show where I owe $130,000 or where that figure comes from, but I can show the state where they owe me money. Instances where I have to pay back, they want me to pay back for lost vacation time because I was serving my country. They want me to pay for time that I had to be in a federal status for boards when I was not paid as a federal employee. They want me to pay back money when I transition from the active component to a state employee. That's the ludicrousness of this case. It is a political smear at the end of the day, and because I didn't roll under the bus like a lot of general officers have done that you read about, what's happened of it is I pushed back, and it's taken me 5 years to get into court. If you would think it was against me, they would have had me hung up on my heels in the 6th day.
One other question? Yes, sir.
Yeah, we haven't heard a lot about it during this, and I'll ask Judge Baker. There's been a lot going on in county facilities. I mean, you look at the building and the improvements and things like that. Can you just talk a little bit about what's going on, with facilities?
In 2008, the Commissioners Court developed a master plan for facilities. We have allocated funding each year on a pay-as-you-go basis. We dedicated a penny to the tax rate prior to me taking office for what we called at that time a facility improvement fund. We took those monies and applied that on a pay-as-you-go program for the 2008 master plan. I'm proud to say that we achieved the major goals of that master facility plan, which were to move out close to 200 employees out of the Smith County office building that we also used to refer to, or still refer to as the Carlton Hotel. We have renovated the Sheriff's Department, given them a new Sheriff's Administration building on a pay-as-you-go basis, no debt on that building. It's something that they needed for the last 40 years. We've given that to them. We've purchased and improved an evidence storage facility because the county and government in general can store itself into oblivion. We've taken care of the evidence storage needs because every case that we get, Mr. Bingham can attest to this, they have to have that evidence for a long period of time in many cases because people's cases are on appeals. You've still got to preserve the evidence for that appellate process. So there's a lot of crime. We have to take care of that by storing the evidence of those crimes. We created just recently a new elections building downtown, a new office for the elections department with a multi-purpose wing that currently is being used this week and next week for early voting. It's outstanding. People don't have to go up the stairs and be funneled through the elevators and all that sort of thing. You have curbside service, you park there, you move in, and so probation is another recent one. We have a new constable's office. Every constable, every JP office out in the community has been renovated, added to over the last 7 years. Many facility improvements to the tune of $10 million with no debt over the last 7 years.
Thank you guys, and thanks for coming out.